Anyway, let's undergo the what? In the morning we introduce the what? We introduce our a new strand, where you are talking about the force and what? And the energy. So the first thing, let's recall what we say, what is force and what is energy. Class, what is force? Yes? It is a push or a pull. Then from there, we talk about the SI unit for what? For force is what? So force is measured in what? Newton. So which the SI unit is what? N. So the SI unit is N. So when you're talking about force, anytime you see somebody is talking about N, know that this person is talking about the SI unit of what? Force. Then from there, we are able to describe the meaning of what? Energy. What is the energy, class? This is the ability of what? Doing work. Ability of doing work. So, under it, we should be able to know the SI unit of energy. I'm sure most of you do not know. Read this name. Read this name. Read this name. Read this name. Joules. Joule or Joules? Eh? So the SI unit is what? J. So the SI unit for energy is Joule, which stands for J as an SI unit of it. So today, this time we want to look on the what? Energy transformation in the nature. So hereby, we want to see, first of all, to be able to identify the meaning of what? Transformation. Already we know the meaning of energy, whereby you have just said energy is the ability to do work, and SI unit of energy being what? J. So transformation is what? Transformation. Change from what?
One form to another.
Changing from one form to another is whereby maybe an example of a change of form is what? An example of a change of form. Like you have a sugar cane. Eh? The way it is a what? It's a stick of sugar cane, isn't it? But it's going to be processed and become a sugar. There's a change of transformation. So we want to check on under the change of transformation some of the things that are going to show us under the what? When you are talking about example of energy form, isn't it? We want to see energy form and how transformation is going to happen under that process. So let's identify example of those energy form first of all. One is what? Heat energy. Another one? Light energy. Another one? Electrical energy. Another one? Sound energy. Another one? Magnetic energy. Chemical energy. Kinetic energy. Potential energy. So we say between kinetic and potential energy, when you put them together, we are going to call it what? It is a mechanical energy. So if somebody talk about the mechanical energy, you'll be able to know that this person is talking about the two types of energy, under it having a potential energy and having a kinetic energy. So we want to do some illustration on how those transformation is going to be done bit by bit, and being able to identify, like you have the practical on what? They are saying having a what? We want to see if you take a stone, we put in a place, then we try to push that stone down. Where is that stone? So like having this stone. This is a stone. When this stone is in this form, what is that? When this stone is the way I've put it there. Yes? What is this one, class? What is this one, class? Yes? Others are saying potential energy, others are saying kinetic energy. So what can you be able to conclude? When you look on this stone, is it moving? So it has stagnant in the same position, isn't it? And we said when the item is stagnant in the same position, which form of energy is that one? Yes? That's the potential energy. And that's why we try to do what? To put here the stone. Then we want to do with this stone something. We want to try to do something with it. I want to push this stone down. And you see, if we push, what is going to happen with the stone? Then, I need everybody to observe. You'll be able to give me the conclusion of what has happened with the stone. So I'm pushing the stone now. What has happened with the stone? What has happened with the stone? What has happened with the stone? It has fallen down. The stone has fallen down. Now, what can we be able to say with that stone? Yes? What can we be able to say to conclude, or what can we be able to say with that stone? It was here. It had rested on top of what? Let's say as our desk. It was resting on our desk. Then I've pushed the stone. It has fallen down. Isn't it? All of you have seen the stone has fallen down. So what can we be able to say? Now, what has enabled that stone to fall down? Yes? Energy. Which form of energy is that one? Kinetic energy. Meaning, now this stone is starting doing what? Is once you push, it's moving. Once you push, it's moving. So from there, it has fallen down. That's when you come in to conclude that after pushing down the stone is going to fall down. And it's going to fall down because of now stone starting moving from one stage to another until it went down. So that's an energy transformation. It came from which transformation to which form of energy to which type of form of energy?
Potential energy to kinetic energy.
Yeah, that transformation meaning it came from potential energy to kinetic energy. So from there, what can we be able to say? A stone at a given high position is a potential energy. When it is fall toward the ground, it's a possession of a kinetic energy. So at that time, when the stone is placed, we talk about is a what? This is a stone. When you put in a resting place, it become what? It become our potential energy. So whereby we talk about the what? Potential energy. So after pushing down, it went to what? It went to what class?
Kinetic energy.
That's when we talk about kinetic energy. So these are transformation. It was under the resting when we put on the top of the desk. Then when we push down the what? The stone, it was enabled to fall down because of the movement of the kinetic energy. That's one of an example of a transformation of what? A transformation of energy transformation. So let's look on another thing that we want to talk about it. So first question, which energy does the stone possess while at the edge of the table? We say it is what?
Potential energy.
Potential energy. Then, which form of energy does the stone possess while falling down? Is kinetic energy. Now let's explain the energy transformation in activity. We say now when you're explaining, you give from where it started from and the end product, and the end product is kinetic energy. Where it was able under the resting, it was under potential energy. Once it was pushed, it transformed to kinetic energy. Let's look on the other example. We have a candle here. Where is nani? Nani amenipatia ingine mzuri? Where is it? So you have a candle. So there this candle it is. You have to look on this candle and you'll be able to tell me how do you study it the way it is. And I want to lighten this candle. So we can see what is happening with our candle. What is happening with our candle? What is happening with our candle? It is lightening, isn't it? What has enabled this candle to be able to light? Yes? Heat. Where do you find the heat? Where do you find the heat? From the matchstick, isn't it? Yeah? And what is enabling this candle to light? The energy. Which form of energy is that one? Heat energy. So you have heat energy. For that heat energy to be able to work, has energy been stored within this candle? Has energy been stored within this candle? So let's understand that before it light, we have energy that was here. And the energy that is here is a what? Is a chemical energy. So this chemical energy is now being broken down. That's why now this candle can be able to light now. The way we can see it, the way it is. So there's some transformation is going to happen here. There's a chemical that's going to be broken down. After putting here the lightening of what? The lightening of what? Of the matchstick, it got heated. After heating, now it transformed to light. So anytime, let's say you want to what? To scrub your hand. If they are what? You are cold and want to get some warm. What is going to happen? You will take your hands at that position. It is what? It is cold, isn't it? So you will start brushing your hands step by step. The more you brush, the more it becomes warm. So the same thing is going to happen with this candle. Once we put there, so it goes very fast. So energy. So under the kinetic energy, it's going to generate what we call now sound energy. From the kinetic energy, it's going to generate our sound energy. So anytime we are talking about the clapping produces kinetic energy. Then after hitting the hand together, it's going to produce a sound, which now becomes the sound energy. So when you're talking about now use of what? You're talking now the use of clapping of the hand. Clapping hand. So anytime you're clapping hand, the movement should happen, and this is what? Kinetic energy. And the end product that is going to give us after clapping is going to give us sound. It's going to give us sound energy. It's going to give us sound energy. So the last thing that we shall be able to talk about is Nani has we have Ninia. We have a solar, but we shall be able to use it later if you get the terminal that will be able to help us. So we were to use what? A battery to get the circuit. So I realize we don't have the what? The wires and what? So we have to use direct what? Torch. We have to use direct torch. And within this torch, it has what? It has what? It has a battery. The torch has what? A battery. A torch has a battery. There you can see it very well. The torch has a battery. So these batteries, it has stored what? Energy. Which kind of energy has been stored here? If the energy has been stored here, which kind of energy is that one? Yeah? Which kind of energy has been stored here? These are chemical energy. Good. These are chemical energy. So after now getting it is in a form of chemical energy, you are going to put it what? We don't have wires, but we have springs here. You have a spring inside here. So this spring is going to use like a wire. The spring that is inside here, we are going to use it like a wires. So we are going to put our what? The battery inside. So once we put the battery inside, there is a movement, and that movement is under the springs. That's why it's going to generate what we call what? Electrical energy. It's going to generate, using the springs, it's going to generate what we call electrical energy. So when you're talking about you have the battery itself, which will produce what? Which has been stored in a chemical form. So which is a chemical energy. So once we put that, the energy will start now traveling, which will come to what? Electrical what? Electrical energy, which will travel to electrical energy. So once it travels to electrical energy, what is going to happen as our last product maybe? What is going to happen under our last product? We need the light to be able to light here, isn't it? That's why we talk about it, what? Light? Light energy. Good. Light energy. And I think that's some of the few things that we are to talk today. And we have tried to do some clarification of it. So I think the last thing that we are to look upon is the terminals. How the waterfall enable us to produce what? How the waterfall is going to help us in that process of what? In that process of so we can see here, this is somebody is trying to make what? It's going to generate a waterfall that you're trying to generate here. So, meaning they're going to make the waterfall, then after producing the waterfall, after generating what we call that waterfall, you are going to see how this water is going to help us to do what? To hit the tunnels, turbines. After hitting the turbine should be able to move. After the turbine has moved, it will generate now the electricity. That's why we talk about hydroelectric what? Power. So from it. So the person is trying to generate to create the waterfall. After creating the waterfall, they're going to do what?
That's what a lot of them say because they haven't seen it. The tireless chase, the sacrifices made. This birthdays, cold dinners, a life on a hope for the perfect shot. It's taken years of imagination.
You can see what is happening here now. Hamdi? So I think it shall take long. We shall have enough time during our next lesson. From there, we shall be able to talk about which kind of energy form it was before. Then it will transform to which type of energy to the last product of energy that we are going to find. So I think that we shall going to do it during our next lesson.